everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a Christmas-esque list, which is the books I want for Christmas. This includes books I'm gonna ask my mom to get me for Christmas, and or books I like when people give me gift cards. These are my top priorities. So yay! I am excited because I've been placed under a self-imposed book ban, and so like ideally these will be the next books I get. So on here we have a couple I've read already that I really loved and want in physical form. We have a couple that I need to complete some series. We have a couple complete series. We have just a whole wide range. And my like want to buy list is pretty long, so I'm pretty proud of myself for selecting the top candidates, so to speak. Let's just dive right on in. The first two books I want, this is really weird because I don't have any books to hold, are Kingsbane and Lightbringer by Clare. These are the second and third books in the Imperium Trilogy. I've read Furyborn, the first book. I have Furyborn, it's like over here next to me. And I've also read Kingsbane. I read both of them for the first time as ebooks, and it was like 3 years ago now, probably. And at that time, Lightbringer wasn't even out yet, I don't think, the last one. And also at that time, Kingsbane was not out in paperback. So I got Furyborn in paperback, and I wanted the other two in paperback. So I waited all this time, and I think, hopefully, I should have checked. Lightbringer's now out in paperback, so I can get them, reread the first two, and finish the trilogy. It follows two women who are separated by like 1,000 years, and it's like there's a prophecy, and like it's like one queen is like the Sun Queen, and like she'll bring prosperity and peace and wealth to the nation. And then the other queen is like the Blood Queen, and she'll bring war and devastation to the nation. And so you're trying to figure out which girl is like fits which side of the prophecy, and there's a lot of politics and a lot of magic. And I remember really enjoying Furyborn and Kingsbane, which is why I wanted them in hard copy. So I'm excited to reread them, especially now like it's been so long, I don't really remember what happened. And I feel like I've gained a lot more fantasy knowledge, so it'll be interesting. Okay, next book I want to buy is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Pretty sure this was included in my favorites of 2020 video. So I read it last year as an ebook. There's a trend here, and I loved it. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I think about it a lot still. It follows this like trope, this drama company at a like really prestigious boarding school, and there's like this group of friends in this drama company, and they all live together, and they reenact Shakespeare plays. And so one of them is murdered, and so it's about like this this group of friends, and who killed who, and all of the love and all kinds of relationships. And there's a lot of Shakespeare references. It's like there's a lot of Shakespeare in it, so but don't let that deter you. I, for one, as an English major, can say I don't like Shakespeare. I did, however, really enjoy Macbeth and Hamlet, and those two are very prevalent in this book. And last year I had just read Hamlet, so like I was really into that whole part of it. And so as someone who doesn't really like Shakespeare, I really enjoyed this book. So don't let that deter you. I just think it's a really good book, and I want to reread it in hard copy and like annotate it and love on it. So yeah. Okay. Next book I want is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. I've heard so much about this book and how amazing it is, and everyone loves Carmen Maria Machado, and I want to get my hands on it and read it. From what I understand, it is a memoir about her life or her time in an toxic and or abusive relationship, and she tells the story using like horror archetypes or like horror literary devices. And so I've heard everyone say like it's the most unique memoir they've ever read, and it's really powerful and beautifully told, and I really want to read it. So yeah, hopefully I can get it for Christmas. Fingers crossed. Fingers, toes, arms, all the limbs crossed. Okay, next book I want to read is The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I've been really into Greek mythology and retellings recently, so there are like quite a few books on here that pertain to that, and I've seen this one around some, and it follows Briseis. My professor said Briseis, so, or Briseis is how I read it in Song of Achilles, but she was captured in the Trojan War and became like a prize for Achilles, and I think it's going to be really interesting reading this paralleled with the Song of Achilles, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and I've read it twice now. And I've also taken a class that is very heavily focused on how authors and like their personal experiences reshape the retellings. So I think it's just going to be interesting reading this from a totally different point of view, from what I gather. And I really was intrigued by her character in the Song of Achilles, so I'm really excited to read this. Let's stick with the mythology / retellings theme. I also want to read or buy 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. I've seen this one kind of around, and Noelle from Noelle Gallagher here on BookTube, I'm pretty sure has read it. She's at least talked about it. And when she was describing it, I like pulled up Goodreads and was like, read, want to buy. From what I gather, it tells several different like short stories focused on different women in Greek mythology. So like Briseis is in it. Helen was mentioned, Penelope, Odysseus's wife, 3 goddesses. So I think you get like a really wide range of these famous or infamous women involved in Greek mythology, and I'm really excited to read this book. Again, just where my mind is at, taking this class, it's just really opened a lot of interest for me, and I really want to read like all of the Greek mythology retellings I can get my hands on. So yeah, I really want to read this. Also, I will be reading Percy Jackson in December. I've decided it's a task. I'm going to read Percy Jackson, and then, is it the Heroes of Olympus? Is the other one? Yeah, anyway, I'm going to reread those. So there's a little sneak peek for you. But okay, the next 3 books are kind of interchangeable. Like, I would want, not all 3, I would be good with either or all. They're all by Stephen Fry. So we have Troy, Heroes, and Mythos. I think Troy is the newest one. These are really expensive, which is why I'm asking for them for Christmas, because I don't want to pay for them myself. They're like $20 a piece or something, and I'm like, Jesus, I cannot bleed that kind of money, so I'll use someone else's money instead. So yeah, I think Troy is the newest one, and I think I've heard the most about Mythos or Heroes. I want to read all of them, so that's why they're on here. Okay, let's exit that and go on to the next book. Next book I want to read is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Eldest Curse trilogy. I don't know. In the Shadowhunter universe, I've read the Red Scrolls of Magic. That's where I got the scrolls from. I have it somewhere on here, don't know where. And this is the second one, and it's not out, or it might be out in paperback by Christmas. That's why I was waiting for it, because I have the Red Scrolls of Magic in paperback. Really have all of her books in paperback, so I want this one in paperback as well. So yeah, what can I tell you? Just a generalized version. Shadowhunter world follows a race of half demon, that was wrong, half angel, half human species, and they're like ordained with trying to protect humanity from demons and like themselves, and there's all kinds of things. Clearly I like them. Kind of embarrassing to admit, but yeah, this was one of the many trilogies, and this one I think follows our characters from the Mortal Instruments, so yeah, there's that. Okay, we're gonna end this out with 2 whole trilogies I want in their entireties. Okay, let's mention first the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Cuong. Seen this everywhere. Everyone loves it. Yeah, I don't really know like what else to say about it. Everyone loves it. It follows, I'm not even really sure, actually. I was reading the synopsis and I was like, okay, and Goodreads has it like formatted weird, and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. I got the vibes that it's focused or based off of China in the 20th century, which will be interesting because I'm in a modern Asia class and like I've studied China throughout the centuries. So anyway, and it sounds to me like there will be trials in the first book, and I'm a sucker for some trials. I love that trope in fantasy. I love me some trials now. Nothing gets me interested like trials in a first book. I'm just a sucker for it. So I'm really excited to read this, and I think it's adult fantasy, or at least new adult fantasy. So I'm like kind of dipping my toe into the waters. I want to read some more adult fantasy, or at least new adult. So yeah. Then the second trilogy I want in its entirety is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson is very well known for his fantasy and sci-fi books. I haven't read any of his works yet. I do own Skyward and Starsight. Is that the second one? And so I'll read those before I read this, because I think that's like his young adult novels, and I was told by a guy at Barnes & Noble that it's a good stepping stone. Anyway, I want to read Mistborn. Sounds really intriguing. Again, Goodreads synopsis confused me more than helped me, but I got the vibes that it's just fantasy. There's a lot of politics, maybe some love, hopefully. I am kind of like apprehensive about this because from like all of the adult fantasy I've read pretty much has all been written by men, and like I'm not like obsessed with it. So I'm kind of apprehensive about that, but I hope he's good. Like, I know a lot of people love him, so, and he's like a staple in the adult fantasy world, so I want to read this trilogy, and hopefully I can find box sets of these that aren't mass market paperback. Please. Yeah, that's that video. I'm filming this in October when it's 80 degrees outside, so hopefully when this goes up in like December, it's nice and cold. Hope you're all staying warm. Yeah, I really want these for Christmas. Fingers crossed. I guess we'll see in the Christmas book haul. Yeah. What are some books you want for Christmas? Or like, are you gonna buy them for yourself for Christmas? Because I respect that. Um, Let me know. Like, subscribe, maybe possibly. Peace out. Goodbye. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. In the video.